Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Sunday evening? Ready to talk some Inter Miami? Uh, you know, are we ready for Club World Cup? I mean, we tied. Is a tie like a win? I don't know. I got a lot of questions. It'll be fun to talk about. But of course, I don't do this by myself. Everybody say hi to your favorite uncle, Uncle Ed. How you doing, Ed?
Peter Brown, here we are. Salvage the point, I guess you could say, by
Y-
the skin, the skin of our chinny chin chins or whatever. How's that
The
thing
hair
go?
on my chinny chin
There,
chin, something to that effect.
there you go.
Yeah, I was I was frustrated for most of that game. And I'm sorry if I burp a lot, guys. I literally just ate a slice of pizza really, really fast. My wife came home from doing some returns, and normal weekend type stuff. And she had asked me what I wanted for dinner. I was like, something light, salad or something like that. I'd feel good. And then she comes home saying she's in the mood for pizza. And I never say no to pizza. So she went out and got to a local place and got some pizza. So I ate that super fast. But anyways, hope
You were late
everybody's.
first time ever,
I
Peter.
know I was running. I mean, the show was prepped. Like the lights are on, the app was running, everything was set up. But I was scarfing down some pizza real, real fast. So, you know, sometimes this is at dinner time. What kind of pizza? One goal said. It was it's a place called what is it? La Pizzeria. It's in Margate. But she just had tomatoes and onions on it. Just a very simple kind of um you know she was.
No meat. What is she, a vegetarian now?
I mean, sometimes. I mean, she doesn't eat chicken. She'll eat ground beef. She is interested in a steak once in a while, but then takes one bite and says it's too beefy. So I know, isn't that weird? Me and my daughter don't get that
And
because
chicken.
it's
Usually,
beef.
that's all people eat. Chicken most of the time. Most of the
Oh no,
healthy.
she can't stand the smell of chicken, anything of chicken. But yeah, so
They
it's
are very.
she's kind of a vegetarian, but it's not 100%. Anyways, enough talk about that. But that gave killing time gave some people a moment to get into the show. So everybody, jump in, get active in the chat, and we'll let you help drive the show, drive the conversation. But before we get too far, let's say a big thank you to our sponsors. And start off with Caneswear. Caneswear is located in Davie, Florida, just south of 595 on University Drive. The best deals in town. Speaking of which, let's just go here. Speaking of which, I wanted to show this, Ed. Jumping off screen while you thought I was not going to do
I
this.
was getting throw at the dogs because they're messing around and making.
uh,
I got a football.
right now, Caneswear is having like a 40% off sale on a lot of their items. So, oh yeah, you got that there.
I got
But
the.
it's not 40% off on everything, but a lot of things. Like, so for example, Lionel Messi Adidas toddlers kit. You got a baby? It's half off, almost half, 40% off. I like this shirt here, the tonal logo. This one here.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of this one, and so great prices. Go to Caneswear tomorrow. You can't go today, but go on Monday. Monday is the last day of this sale, and like I think one of our buddies bought this at full price. I think Julio told me he was buying this sweatshirt at full price. He could have got it a lot cheaper. Speaking of which, like I have this polo I bought at $54.99. I could have ordered it right now at $33. So always
Wow.
look out for the good deals at Caneswear.
Caneswear's the place to go, people. Get your stuff
And
there. Oh, and Mia Rodriguez, guys, she's the goat of all realtors in South Florida. If you guys want to buy or sell your property, if it's a business, if it's a house, do it with Mia Rodriguez. She speaks 3 languages. Send her a message through WhatsApp or give her a call, and she will definitely hook you up and make some money or get some property in South Florida. Mia Rodriguez, she's the one to go for.
all right. Actually, let's bring up this one. If you want to leave a voicemail, 786-474 4435. You could join in the conversation that way as well. So leave a voicemail. I haven't had one in a little while, and I'd like to get somebody new. I'd like to hear a new voicemail if that's possible. So that'd be fun. Give us your thoughts on what's going on with this team. But, ticker down below on some of the kind of thoughts I had about the show and conversations. But yeah, so a tie in Philly. I don't know. I assume most of the people in the chat and you yourself, Ed, frustrated, watching that game. We call the show too messy, and I think that could be a lot of different things. Sometimes this team is too Messi dependent, but also I put the Y on there because they are giving the ball away so much, including Messi. Messi is not infallible. Those of you that are Messi maniacs, he can make mistakes too, and he had so many bad passes. Specifically, him and Alba, I thought, had a lot of bad passes. So, there's a lot of that going on around the table. So tell us what your thoughts are in the chat. I forgot, and second week in a row, I forgot to say hello to you guys. So let's say hello before we go on too many rants. Started off with the first person I see in here is One World, One Goal. Then I see Sports Shorts. Oh, yeah, Mr. Krabs, did I eat Messi's pizza? I mean, we have had it. There's a video of me, Ed, and Marco having the pizza in Marco was with us, right? Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, and but I don't live in Miami, so no, it was not.
It's a good pizza, so go get some of that Messi pizza.
It was good though. It's weird looking, but it's good. Julio Enriquez is here, and he's also sells houses. Louis Barrios complaining about formations. They're wrong. Do not have the best players to be effective. Suarez needs to be sit. Busquets needs to start as center back to get the team organized. Fafa, Allende need to start. Segovia in the center. I mean, I agree with a lot of that. Eric Thomas. We could dig into that.
I wish we could have kept Campana, man, because Suarez, you really see the age on him, dude. I think this is his last year.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if Mascherano has the guts, the balls, whatever you want to call it, to sit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has, like
Tony.
Yeah, exactly. Like Tata would do it. Tata would sit people and at times give forced rests or what have you. And I know a lot of people in the chat didn't like Tata, but when you compare, I think you might rather have Tata right now than Mascherano. But he just won't. Yeah, Suarez right now. You know who the most dangerous person in the attack was Allende. Allende was more dangerous as a forward than our actual forward, right? I mean, our number 9, who's supposed to be in the middle, was acting more as an assist kind of guy. And I want him to be in the middle, finishing things off like he did last year. And there is a big drop-off from last year. Wouldn't you agree, Ed?
Yeah, man. It does have a lot to do with the way that Mascherano has everything going. He's allowing them to go down. He should tell them, dude, you need to stay up. But yeah, I think, he's basically a freshman coach.
Yeah.
And he's starstruck with, he's basically almost their same age, so maybe he just doesn't, he sees them as peers and not as him being the coach, the man, and he really should be barking out orders. But he's also, he's also probably a loss or two away from getting canned, so he's trying to do whatever he can to try to make this team get some points. He got one. And some people are saying, I saw in the chat that they're saying that the third goal from Philadelphia should probably have not been counted. But could we have won that game? I don't know, man. It's tough to say.
But there's, you could have eked out a win if that goal was called back and was offsides, I think. But it doesn't. excuse the poor play through majority of the game. They weren't dangerous very often. I think in the first half they might have had one shot, something to that effect. They just weren't dangerous enough. And there were just too many bad passes all around the field. You know, it's a mess, and I kind of downplayed a little bit before, like the coach's impact, saying that in previous shows I said, look, all this coach has to do really is just pick the starting lineup and make the right subs, and Messi does the rest. And I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know how much of tactics he's putting in and how much Messi is in control. We don't know that stuff, but it sure looks like it is the wrong tactics from wherever they're coming from. It's wrong, and it's broken, like a lot of people have said. I mean, do we celebrate this? Like I wrote in this, is this progress? Are we thinking that a 3-3 tie? Like, okay, they showed heart. Because I think in the previous game, I felt like they had given up a little bit. Here, they showed heart and grit to come back. I can appreciate that. But are we really considering, are we happy that they tied? Because I did not feel happy in that game at all, in any way.
Yeah, and it's tough, man. And a lot of I've saw some people talking about Ustari. He should he even be starting? I mean, that first goal, he basically had the opportunity to stop it. It just it's just sometimes the first games. It's like when the season started, we looked so much better, and now they're just falling apart. Even the goalie was better in the beginning of the season. Now they're all falling apart. Should there be another goalkeeper in there instead of Ustari?
I mean, we brought in the new guy. What's the new guy's name again? I mean, they brought in a new guy and he's got MLS experience. He's got experience in other leagues. What, Mexico, I think, right?
Yeah, Mexico. I think he was actually born in Mexico, but
he is. Yeah, he was.
I think he was also in the national team. But obviously he didn't make the team. But he's a pretty good goalie, man. I do remember seeing him play a lot in the Mexican league. He was a starter there, so he's definitely got experience, and he's probably good. Our goalkeepers are falling apart. Calendar's still hurt. He's been hurt forever, and he's not recuperating. And there was another guy. He was a promise, and now it's not working out. So yeah, it's kind of good that we have more options now.
Yeah, this is our option right here. Let's the funny thing is we're talking about Suarez having a big drop off. Ustari's had a big drop off, like you're mentioning. I mean, he was like really good, and we were like okay with Calendar sitting, and now he's not. So it was a big drop off, and now even when I look at him in the goal, I'm like, man, he looks old. So this is the new guy. Let's see what he's got. We've got 2 games next week, so we got a midweek game. Might as well throw him out on the midweek game. Why not? I mean, here Eric Thomas mentioning he's a gringo that happened to be born in Mexico to American parents. Okay. Yeah, I knew he was born in Mexico. Didn't know the parental stuff. Like, I just naturally assumed he had one parent that was Mexican and one parent American, right? But okay. One world, one goal as far as drop off, saying Ustari, Suarez, Busi all dropped way off. And then, when you think about that, when you think about so many players having a drop off, is that the players? What's different this year other than they're 1 year older? The difference is the coach and his staff. Not because it's not only him. He brought in his people, his assistants, all that stuff. At the end of the day, it has to fall on him. And like I mentioned in previous shows, and I know our friend Julio thinks I'm wrong, but it falls on everybody above. as well because they put him in that position. Inter Miami is not a place for training wheels, right? If we want to be a world-class team and compete in the Club World Cup, not just get slaughtered, but compete, we should not be the team that you just try out as a coach. Like, yeah, you just, get some experience. Why not? We did it with Phil Neville, who had more coaching experience than Mascherano, but he had not had any first team men's coaching, other than assistant. But he at least he had some experience, right, as an assistant. And then Mascherano, it's like, is that what we are? We're just the training ground for new coaches? Why can't we bring in somebody with experience? Imagine, and it would never happen, but imagine what somebody like Bruce Arena would do here. He's old. You could say he's outdated. You could say a lot of things, but he's got a great staff, and he seems to have a way to motivate players. And at the end of the day, as a manager, that's what you're doing. I'm sorry, Ed. Go.
He's making something out of San Jose too. I mean, you got that.
Yeah.
And they were not looking too good at the beginning of the year. He came on, and look at them now, man. They score a lot of goals. They still got some issues in the back, but that's how we are. I think he's going to make things work eventually.
They're a work in progress. He even said, don't look at us the first half of the year. Look at us the second half of the year. And even this entire year, you could look at as a rebuild, right? But he is, I saw an interview with Bruce Arena and Alexi Lalas, and Alexi Lalas said, you, Bruce Arena, you made me care about San Jose because I didn't care for the longest time, is what he was saying, and I would agree. Right. So, and look, we can't get him; he's not available right now, but he was.
Yeah, he's got a team, and
but they would never choose somebody like him. They're not going to go. I don't think you're not going to go for somebody that doesn't. Well, I was going to say he doesn't have like that. The credentials, like the worldly credentials, but come on, Bruce Arena coached in 2 World Cups. What, 2 or 3?
Yeah.
What was
and
it?
Doesn't have that much either, but he was a great player.
But he is because as a player,
right? So, I see you froze, Peter Brown.
Yeah, apparently my camera froze.
Whoa! Look at that. You're like,
I got to replug in.
Fading out or something, man. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool effect there.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's our next. A thumbnail right there.
Well, you can hear me while I try to figure this out.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Ed. Give me some thoughts.
Yeah, man. I mean, another thing. Yeah, how about the whole coach thing? Yeah, it's. I think a lot of people are ready to move on.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't seem like it can get us out of this hole. And did we get the right people to replace Gomez, to replace Campana, to all these players that went away? Taylor. Now we could really use them. Those are players that were very important.
Yeah.
Russell, they filled us. They filled in those holes really good, and they're exciting players. Now they're gone. There's space. They're creating space. For future players, Peter Brown. There's a whole bunch of rumors of players that we're going to need for the World Cup. We're going to need for the second half of the season to see if we can get. How's that work though? If the second part of the season, are we going to be able to keep these players that might come from the? We could.
Yeah. We'll be keeping those players, and that's why those players have to fit in the
cap,
in the MLS, rules and structure and things like that, because you got to fit within the salary budget and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to keep them.
Yeah, you want to try a different view? Maybe that'll refresh it or something. There you go.
Well, that's not gonna.
Well, I mean, go to different angles.
No, I've restarted my phone and.
Oh, gotcha. There we go. Oh, whoa, you're all over the place. Yeah, these things happen sometimes, folks. Oh, Fusion. I saw Fusion there. There's Peter Brown. Oh, goodness. Oh, he's all over the place.
There you
There's
go.
Miami Fusion. Oh,
You,
the good
you
old.
can see the the office.
There you go. You don't get to see that often. And now you. There you go. There we go. He's going to eventually get it, folks. Don't you worry.
Eventually, it'll be right, more or less correct. It's still a
And,
little bit off, but at least it's sort of working.
and so there's also Di Maria that they're talking about. There's also Modric they could talk. There's even some people are even saying that Ronaldo could come in. But these guys are way old, man. They're gonna make our lineup look really bad as far as age is concerned. So which one of these guys would come, and which one would take a pay decrease, because that's what's going to take for them to play for this team. Look what happened with gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. Our Alba.
Yeah.
He took basically a pay cut. He's no longer a DP. Did you realize that?
Alba is no longer DP. I did not know that.
He's not on the list anymore. And I just saw that. I forgot to send it to you.
Huh.
Apparently, yeah, he's got a 2-year contract. When he renewed, they somehow made magic numbers. And so the thing is, they're saying that he's going to take a pay cut, and they're probably going to bring in a 3rd year. He could still run, so he still looks okay.
I'm okay with Alba coming in longer. I'm still trying to figure things out, guys.
Yeah. Oh, look at you, man. Now you're in the clouds or something. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but that's too close. I don't know what happened. And you know
That's
how
all.
when technology goes wrong, it throws me off completely because I'm a technology kind of guy.
I like Mike V saying, at this rate, we're going to try to bring Pele back.
Well, yeah, did he die? Is he still alive?
No, he already kicked the bucket. So
That's what I thought. That's what
they're going to bring him back from the dead or something.
I thought he had passed. Yeah, dig him up.
Mhm.
One World One Goal says we're going to be the U40s. UB40?
UB40, there you go.
Eric Thomas coming at me says, Peter, show all your dolls and action figures like out of 40-year-old version.
50-year-old version in his case.
Yeah. Hey, well, speaking of that, I did this weekend.
Oh, nice.
It was a gift, so I put it together.
That looks like fun.
Mm-hmm.
Good old but yeah. So yeah, Peter, the teams we still have issues. We did come back from that a game that maybe would have been winnable, but I don't know, man. It's not looking good for us.
No, and I'm still struggling here.
You're all over the place today.
I know. I can't get it right.
No, as far as we definitely need better defense. This year, defense just started falling apart, man.
Let me ask the question that I kind of thought about based off of a comment that Julio made. Julio, our friend, had said that the defense was better last year. Do you think the defense was better last year than is this year? Because I felt like they made improvements this year. So is it the defense or is it the tactics? What do you think? Which is?
I think it could be the tactics, man. He's moving the stuff around too much. Sometimes we play with a 5 in the back. We really know that we can't play that way, man. The 5 in the back's like terrible. We end up playing with 3 in the back, and that ends up hurting us. And look how we look now. We've got so many goals against. We're already what 4 games in the season, which wasn't that like how many games we lost last year?
Yeah, maybe.
We're like really bad, man. So I don't know. It's just tough to see how this team is starting to fall apart. We're like just about in the middle of the pack now, That's how far down we've gone, and of course, we still have one game less. But even if we win that game, we're still not going to be able to reach Vancouver or any of the people fighting for the supporters.
I mean, we have plenty of time to make up. That I'm not worried about that. We have plenty of time. And one thing I was thinking about yesterday while I was watching the game is, if you really think about it, a lot of teams that play in Champions Cup tend to start the MLS season slow. We could be a prime example of that. It could be as simple as that. I don't know. Just a thought.
Somebody mentioned Lujan. That's one of the guys that we always talk about, him in the lineup. We're like, why is Lujan still there? And over Falcone, I think Falcone's a better player.
Agreed.
Here, why is Falcone starting?
I don't understand that myself. We're big Falcone fans in this house. I know there was a couple games ago he had a bad game, but everybody has a bad game. I think he's still better than I mean, Lujan's terrible. I just don't get it. All right, I'm more or less back. I still got some work to do after this game to fix my camera stuff, but something went wrong. But yeah, the defense is, again, I think a lot of it does have to do with the midfield. When the midfield is bad, and you know, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. But then that first goal, if I think it was the first goal, where Frey kind of misjudged, and then the ball went over close to Lujan, and Lujan, it's in my eyes, it kind of almost looked like he was trying to deflect the ball, but kind of like passed the ball to the opposing player, which helped him score. So that's bad. You know, there's sometimes they're just caught standing around looking at things. You know, they like, I don't know, they don't know what they're supposed to be doing.
I've seen that a lot. They just they start standing around for some reason, and the other players just go around them, and it's really frustrating. You know, because you see everything on TV, and you know, maybe in the stadium you don't see it as well, but we could totally tell when you're watching a game that now they're just slacking back there and just not paying attention.
Yeah. So I don't know. Are the players better this year than they were last year in the defense? I think Falcone is better, is an improvement. Lujan is not.
Yeah, and Lujan is not. Allen has definitely gotten better. Oh my goodness.
Oh jeez, my camera went off again.
Oh no, you're
and then it's super zoomed again.
Just leave it, Peter. Just leave it. And yeah, man, it's just what other defender? I think Wayne Gott should stay on the bench. Let Ian Frey do his thing. I think he's a better player.
And Frey had some issues. Like, he wasn't perfect, but I like him better than Cello. And
yeah,
you know, he just needs, I think, more consistent time to get better, right? You know, because he's unfortunately had a lot of injuries and things like that. So I did see an interview with Mascherano where how much he's in love with Allen. Like, he loves Allen so much, which is good. Allen's done a really good job this year. He's improved. Yeah. Speaking of last year, he's gotten better.
Yeah, and we used to complain about him because they kept putting him as a central defender, but you know, it took him a while, but he's finally got that down. So kudos to him. I also like that Redondo's been on the bench.
Well, not now.
Well, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, Bright getting injured. That means you're going to see Redondo start. To me, that looked like a hamstring injury, which, you know, you're out for several weeks.
Yeah,
if that's the case.
And that's definitely a starter that we're going to be missing right there, because he's I think better at that position.
I like Mike V's comments. Frey has bench mold right now. He needs minutes. I love that. Nick Smith saying that Frey has potential, just needs consistent playing time. Cello is what he is, decent player for MLS. Yeah, I don't think Cello's bad. But I think he plays more of a midfielder than he does a defender. You know, he gets in
He's
the
more of,
attack. He has some good crosses.
he's more of an attacker than he is a defender.
Yeah, and he pushes up so much. And I mean, and again, that's some of that's tactic. You got to push up a lot, but you know,
I
so
like what Mike says right there. Redondo has the first touch of a Sasquatch.
yeah, he does. But then he does make some good like moves here and there. So I don't know. He's all over the place too. Um, it's hard to figure out. Like he feels like he has potential. But then hey, but how about Allende and both Segovia getting on the scoreboard? Maybe getting a little bit of that confidence back. I mean, right now, and the way with Allende, I say, man, play Allende as your number 9 because he's playing more like that. I mean, he's making whereas Suarez used to be able to kind of just find a way to get free and get open, and sometimes a lot of his goals were just like tap-ins or what have you, but he found ways to get open and get free. You know, he's not right now. Oh, geez, there we go again. He's not right now, and it's just gonna be one of those nights. And Allende is that guy. I mean, it's like Suarez wants to be a midfielder or something, just assist right now. He just keeps dropping back and things like that. So I like Allende up top. If you're not going to play Obando, because for some reason they brought him in, but they don't want to play him. So obviously maybe they brought him in thinking he had potential, and then they got a better look at him. They go, we made a mistake.
Oopsie.
Maybe
Yeah,
because you're not giving him time.
well, the sales guy probably did a really good job selling him, and they're
The agent?
like, oopsie. Well, yeah, the agent, you know, he really knows how to.
Isn't the agent the salesman?
But if you think about it, Atletico de Madrid is the actual team that bought him. So they're probably the guys that are scratching their heads saying, how come he's not getting any playing time?
Well, they got to wonder, too. Like, if they bought him thinking he has potential, they're like, did we make a mistake? I mean, that's just the thing. Is like, you brought him in for a reason. Let's at least give him time. Let's see him. Let's see him on Wednesday, because you've got to rest these guys. You can't play them every game. I saw the on the like the halftime or the pregame show for the for the game, and you had the two pundits up there. I forgot their names, but basically saying that they need a rest. That you can't play them all at the same time. You got to rotate, things like that. And I would agree. I mean, but more than anything, it's like they look tired at times, but more than anything, it's just the bad passing. It's just, and I remember, I think that happened. What was it last year too? Wasn't it last year, Ed, that I kept joking around with that Chili Pepper song, "Give it away, give it away, give it away"? Now it's not a new problem.
Yeah, it's something that's happened before, and now it's back.
Yeah,
Give away song.
Mike V is saying, if Redondo and Kromoski play first touch with each other, they would spend 80% chasing the ball. I think Kromoski plays off of Messi really well. At times. He's had some times where I've also noticed when he does play and Messi yells at him or something, he doesn't look at Messi. I'm not looking at you, so I don't hear it, so I don't have to listen. But One World One Goal is saying, I think these trainers are just shocked. They need to teach the basics like the U13s, but they do. Did you see any of that U13? So there's a tournament happening down here, the Dreamers Cup, some big tournament, like apparently like 1,000 games or something like that are going to be played all throughout South Florida. Did you see any of that game? It was Inter Miami versus Orlando.
No. How was that?
I watched the second half. I didn't know it was on, and then I just happened to, on my TV, I just happened to turn on YouTube, and I said, "Oh, look!" And so I clicked on it. Hey, these kids look pretty good, and that is, everybody was talking about like previously with Phil Neville and David Beckham, the Nepo kids, the nepotism. Mm-hmm. Man, it's all over the youth, the academy, but at least it's only the academy, right? You've got Messi's kid out there, Thiago's out there, you got Suarez's kid out there, and you've got Ustari's kid out there.
Wow.
Playing. Yeah, I think if I remember, Ustari's kid might have been A defender, I'm not exactly sure because they're not wearing their names on the back of their shirts. It's just
Well,
once in a while you hear them mentioning the names. Wasn't sure always who's who because I didn't have a list of numbers and stuff like that.
but
So
they were, did they win or what?
yeah, 1-0 over Orlando. A late goal. It was
Good.
looking like it was going to be a tie, and it was like just before the end of the game. And I know that One World One Goal was watching because I saw her commenting on the game. As I'm watching it on the TV, I could see all the comments scrolling, and I could see that One World One Goal was in there, chatting it up with everybody else. So that U13 team, they there she goes. Yes, he was a defender, Ustari's kid. They had some pretty good tactics. It looked like these kids don't look like 13-year-old when I was playing at 13, right? I mean, they look pretty good out there. The defense, let's sign some of those defenders.
Well, yeah, kids now, they play really good. I remember I was just all speed, man. So they just had me go down the wing and throw centers. And there was this kid that, who actually lives in Boca. He's a friend of mine. I was in high school. And our coach used to tell us, just pass it to the Raul, because he was the best player in the team. So I just tried to center it to him. And most of the times, if they ever got to him, because sometimes they didn't get to him,
yeah,
he didn't score. And that's how it was. That's how it is with this team. Also, Peter, everything's through Messi. Nobody's trying to to shoot as much as they should. That's really frustrating. The shooting is not. We dominate. We hold on to the ball forever, but no shots.
Yeah, it kind of makes me miss what was the name of the Brazilian guy we had that shot from 20 from
Mota?
the
Mota, wasn't it Mota?
Yeah, Mota. Yeah, he would shoot from like 30 yards out, 40 yards out, and he'd miss most of them. But right now, I would take that because he made a few of them. We need somebody that is willing to take shots. You're right, and that's what look at Segovia did. Segovia's shot was from distance, and it was pretty. Take shots. They want to play this tiki taka type of thing, and just like always giving the ball to Messi and play these short passes, and all they have to do is clog up the midfield right there. And if you bring in somebody like Obando, who's tall, you might be able to do some crosses, and someone like that can get on the end of it.
That's what I'm thinking that they should do. I mean, all the other players need to not just wait for Messi to have the shots, because that's what it's looking like. And everybody needs to take shots. Just take shots, man. One of those is going to go in.
Julio Enriquez says, speaking of Kromoski, can someone teach the Spanish commentator on Apple MLS how to pronounce his name correctly? I'm curious how they say him. Look, let's be honest.
We're all wrong.
All saying it wrong. I am currently saying it wrong. I'm saying it the way the announcers say it, Kromoski, because it seems to make sense. But if you remember, we have a video of me and Ed at Caneswear where we got to meet them. I asked Kromoski how to say his last name, and he told us on the video. And it's more like Kromaki. If I remember.
Yep. Yeah, something like that.
The S is kind of like in the back of your throat. It's kind of like Kromoski. I don't know. So we're all saying it a little bit wrong, but Kromoski seems to be the acceptable one. Yeah, the general consensus on how to say it. But
the only one
says
that
it differently.
The only one that I think says it correctly is Michelle Kaufman.
Oh, does she?
She pronounces it correct.
I should go clip that, and we could play it in here just as whenever we say his name, we could just play that little clip of him saying it. Yeah, right. I can put it on a button.
Do it.
I should do that because he said it for us. We met him, and we met.
That's when we need sound bites.
Well, I mean, I've got a whole board that I could put sound bites on, but I just don't have them loaded. I mean, I have a few. I mean, from years ago. I haven't done one in a long time, but I pulled this. I think I pulled this little sound clip for when we were wanting to say goodbye to Phil Neville, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We got that one. You got this.
This is a magisterial goal of the highest order.
So we got a couple, but we just don't really use them. But yeah, I should. But with Kromoski, I could pull up the video too. So that'd
Yeah,
be fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyways, so
just throw it in there.
yeah. Julio is saying they pronounce the CHI like chia pet. Chia. Do you ever have a chia pet, Ed?
I think I did. Yeah, a long time when I was in high school. That was a long time ago.
The chia pet was like your head in a box, and then it kind of.
Somebody gave it to me as a joke because people, my nickname in my family's Chi. Some people know.
Yeah.
So somebody took out the chia pet and put Chi there, and so it was kind of funny. And I was already balding, so
You got to be a little older, I think, to know what a chia pet is. I don't know if the kids these days know what a chia pet. I don't know if my daughter knows what a chia pet is.
you're gonna have to buy one for her.
Oh hell no! But she's gonna laugh at me. I mean, what was she gonna do with that? But I can ask her. She's not here right now, but I could ask her. 20-year-old. If a 20-year-old knows what a chia pet, I don't know. So I have another question. Something that I put in there, and we could talk about for like a few minutes. And I think we touched on it. The rumor is not going away, and it sounds like it's stronger than ever, and it sounds like it may actually happen. Di Maria is yeah, exactly. It made you choke, Ed. It made you choke. Does Di Maria, who is going to be like what, my age, right? I just turned 56. I think Di Maria is around my age. Is he gonna make us better? Now, he fits our kind of like demographic that we're going for. Our model player. We're looking. Inter Miami specifically. Their scouts have been told to look for players that have gray hair or no hair. Right. So you've either lost your hair or you have gray hair. That's one of the big criteria to get onto this team currently. Do you have gray hair? And do you have like some long-term ailments? Like, do you need a little bit of a cane or a walker? We would be interested in you if that's the case. I think, so.
Do you have Vaporub as your cologne?
Yeah. And I'm mentioning Di Maria, but Mr. Krabs also mentions the other one that's gaining a lot of steam, and that's Luka Modric. I don't know which one is more likely to happen because I don't think both are going to happen. But they're both like my age. I think Luka's older. What? Luka's like 39, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. But that guy, he's still in great shape, man. And the only thing I would love him to be in our team is that way Messi could stay up. Because he would be covering all the balls. But then Di Maria is the guy that's going to be on the wing, and he's going to be chipping the ball in to Messi. They know how to play together.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard, but I think I would probably take Modric of all the geriatric players we can get, unless Ronaldo somehow mysteriously, miraculously comes down and gets paid really little. I think that Modric would probably be the one I'd pick.
Yeah, I'm just not.
And he's likable. Everybody likes him. Even his opposing team liked him. He's all right, cool, awesome guy, I guess,
All right. I mean, but
you're not sold on it.
But really old, right? I mean, that's my issue. That's my issue. The thing is, MLS is a very physical league, like where we lack in skill, we make up for in athleticism. That's the way it's always been. And these older players, Nick Smith is saying Modric is not coming, so we don't know. I mean, we're all guessing right now, but these are the rumors. And the rumors, no matter what, it seems like the rumors are always somebody old. That's the case right now. It's always somebody old, and that is
Joyzies. Come and get them. They're red hot.
Yeah.
Joyzies.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs says Modric looked like he was 39 a decade ago. Eric saying, I love Di Maria, but we've got so many holes. It's like putting a Band-Aid over a gunshot wound. I just don't think. another super old guy is, I mean, like, they can't run. They just, and you need a lot of running in this league. I don't know. I mean, of course I could be proven wrong and they come in and they kill it and they're great. But I don't feel it. I'm just not YC is saying Di Maria is Messi's best friend. Barca boys will be jealous of him. What a mess. Hence the title. It's too messy. It's too messy. It's too messy, folks. I don't know. I wish they would stop. Again, it's like I talked about a few weeks ago where this ownership group is only looking for stars. It's like, are we a business only? Like, it's both, obviously. But are we more of a business or more of a world-class team? Are we after trophies or are we trying to sell jerseys? Because we're selling them jerseys. And you bring in a Modric, you're going to sell jerseys. Di Maria is going to sell jerseys. I think, which one sells more jerseys? I think Modric sells more.
Modric might, because I think he's more appealing, at least in Europe.
Right. I see people, when I go to Disney, as you guys know, I go there a lot. You see a lot of people wearing soccer shirts. It's a thing to do in Disney. I don't know why. But, I mean, I do it. But a lot of people do. And I see a lot of Modric shirts there.
Yeah.
You go to Sawgrass Mills Mall, which is a big mall down here, and you see a lot of people wearing soccer jersey. I see his jersey around town. I don't really see Di Maria, so I'm not saying he would sell. Trust me, he would sell. But I think Modric might sell more. But are we a marketing thing, or are we trying to win trophies? Because if we're trying to win trophies, bringing in 39-year-old players is not the answer. Look, you got Messi, and that makes sense, complete sense. I don't care how old he is, it makes complete sense. But Suarez is done. He was fun to have for 1 year, and he did it. He did it for 1 year. Busquets is still pretty good. Maybe he, like some people were mentioning, maybe he needs to go back to center back. Tata did that with him sometimes.
Right.
And so maybe that needs to happen so he can help organize the back with his experience, maybe. So he has something, but he doesn't have another year. I would say he's done this year. He should, those two guys should retire, and we got to bring in young guys. You got to give guys like Bright, and if it's Redondo, it's Redondo. But you got to give young guys a chance, and sometimes they're gonna, I don't know. Other teams seem to be figuring it out. Philadelphia does not spend a lot of money.
And yet,
Columbus doesn't necessarily spend a ton of money. They don't have huge DPs. They've got a little bit, but not huge. Mike V, the leader of the Fire Tata group, says this ownership group is running a team like they do their Fresco y Mas. You get lured in by a couple of good items, but everything else is very expensive, and the product as a whole is subpar. All right. I mean, to me, it's just like, are we a T-shirt company, like a jersey company, or are we trying to win trophies?
They're also talking about Dibu. Why is saying Dibu, the goalkeeper of Aston Villa, the World Cup champion goalkeeper with Argentina. He's another one. I would take him. He's a great goalkeeper, but we just got your bro, and I don't think we got space for. We'd have to get rid of somebody.
Is he available? How old is he?
He's available, Peter Brown. He's available, and he's a great goalkeeper. He's got a lot of personality. He would be fun because he's all drama, and he'd be a fun guy to have around.
He's not the guy that does the jokes in the.
He does jokes.
That's not the same guy, though, is it? I'm looking at a picture. He looks different.
Not sure which picture you got. Aston Villa.
Yeah. Emiliano Martinez.
That's the dude.
But I remember I don't remember his name though. There's a goalkeeper. I mean, you said plays tricks. There's a goalkeeper that was in like World Cup and all that, and he would like play tricks before penalties, like do jokes and stuff like that. Behind the net. I don't think that's the same guy. I like that guy though.
He's definitely a joker from Argentina. He's a great player.
He's only 32.
We should have gotten him, but he might be expensive because he's still at the top of his game. Want to
he's
re-up
too
with
young.
They're going to be in the champions too. So
he's way too young for us. It doesn't make
any
any
sense. He's
going
for the money.
No, but I mean, he's not. He doesn't have gray hair yet. He doesn't have a walker. That doesn't fit our
Argentinian.
Yeah, that helps. But I think I just don't think this group. I mean, he needs to be 35 if we're going to be interested. For Inter Miami to have any interest, he has to be 35 or above.
Right.
I mean, I'm being facetious, but that does seem to be the truth. But yeah, for a goalkeeper, 32 is still young. Goalkeepers seem to play a lot longer. 32 for a goalkeeper is kind of like in his prime still. So yeah, he's still probably got time in Europe.
Right.
One World, One Goal saying, yeah, she loves him, but he's going to cost too much. And you don't generally do like DP level stuff on a goalkeeper, just generally.
Right. He would sell. He's that famous and probably one of the best goalkeepers there is.
Going back to my comment about business, Nick Smith saying they are business first. That's why they drove out Tata. He was too team-oriented. The personal reasons were due to disagreement with management, per Michelle Kaufman. Yeah. I mean, we all knew he got pushed out, right? The details didn't necessarily know, but always trust Michelle. Yeah, I think I remember, was it Tata? I don't know. When they did that last, the preseason tour, not this year, but last year, when they went all over South, when they went over Japan and all that place, Asia. I think it was Tata that questioned the priority. I think he had made some comments about it's good for business. I don't know if it's good for the players. Something to that effect. I'm pretty sure I remember it being him that made some comment about that. Esteban Dito checking in from outside the United States. Where are you at, Esteban? What part of out of the United States? And will they let you back in?
Yeah, the way things
will
are now.
Will they let you back in, Esteban? I don't know. Things are different around here.
Giving them the right excuse not to let you back in, buddy.
Julio is saying eventually the T-shirt business will end if you do not win trophies. I agree, but it seems to be their agenda seems to be we want to win trophies, but we want to make money on the jerseys first and foremost. And so when we'll just bring in another old guy and sign him for another 2-3 years and get 2-3 years out of each old guy and just keep doing that. It seems. Oh yeah, about the goalkeeper. There's a delay and stuff. Peter, he's the goalie that makes saves and dances like a goofball. Okay, I was just when you said plays tricks. There is a goal, and maybe it's the same guy. That there was a goalkeeper that was like I think it was in the World Cup that had like a magic trick, like he was pulling things out of his mouth, like you know how like clowns do.
That's him.
That's him. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. He'd be great, but
I mean, how much fun would that be? How much fun would that be for somebody like that in MLS to clown it up in MLS?
That would be. He's like a Zlatan, except he's a goalkeeper.
Right. But yeah, people were saying he is the guy that I was thinking. Oh, side conversation as we wrap things up. Did you guys see what's happening over in San Diego?
What happened?
Fights, like all the time. Massive fighting. So San Diego played Los Angeles. They played the Galaxy, I think. Yeah, Galaxy. And I saw several videos of fights in the stands after San Diego scored. There was like big fights in the stands, like heavy duty, like big time. And then I saw videos of like in the concourse area somewhere, some fights. It's like, and that's not the first time. I think that also happened when LAFC played them. It's like
Yeah.
bringing in San Diego. Like, okay, they paid a lot of money, but they brought in like the hoodlums.
Well, yeah, it's crazy because you'd figure LA, they got two teams in the same city, and the rivalry could be a lot bigger, but you don't see fights. A lot of banter and stuff, but
Yeah,
they don't fight each other. They're from the same city, basically. But San Diego is just, they're pretty close by, and they're a couple hours away, and it's they get fighting. And
yeah.
both
I know.
teams,
I just remember hearing my brother was stationed out of San Diego for several years in the Marines, and I forgot what base is there, but and he was saying he loved it there. To him, he felt like it reminded him of Broward County for whatever reason. I don't know. I haven't been there.
County.
But that was just
No.
his thoughts. He liked it. Oh, look, now Ed's frozen. It's not just me.
Now
today.
I'm frozen.
It's not
I'm
just
moving
me
around.
today. We're having technical issues, but we're getting through it. Oh, now he just hung up. But it just, oh, jeez. Let me go back to that camera. It's better than. There we go, Ed.
There we go.
Where am I at? Where am I? Okay, this one.
You were frozen. Wow, this is it.
Well, I've got several different cameras running. Like I've got right now, I'm running off my little Logitech webcam. It's not the best, but it's at least it works. As opposed to usually running off my phone, which is a better quality camera. Anyways, San Diego. Esteban is saying San Diego is a hooligan wannabe football city. Nick Smith saying San Diego folks are out of control. They've had warnings about the racist chants and fights with both LA teams.
Wow.
And yeah, exactly. Eric Thomas commenting also about the homophobic chants. Yeah, they did that classic
Mexican.
Chant that for years. We used to hear those at the Miami Fusion games too. That back then it wasn't frowned upon, I guess. It was like, everybody thought it was fun in the early 2000s, late 90s. I didn't participate. I didn't even, because I don't speak Spanish. But but it is now, definitely everybody knows it's not permitted and they got in trouble for it. But the fighting, it's like, man, and then I saw people defending it, saying, I've been to that stadium many times. I always feel safe, no problems. It sounds like there seems to only be a problem when it's a team from LA. LA, San Diego hatred seems to be big. Like, I would be concerned about going there wearing, like, I have a dream. I have a dream of someday, and maybe I do this in my retirement years. I don't know. But I have a dream of going to visit every single MLS stadium while supporting my team. So I have to be going. I have to, like, for example, I've already been to the FC Dallas Stadium, but I would have to go again because I went there before Inter Miami was a thing. I want to go there supporting my team. So I would like to do that, and it would take a long time for me to be able to do that, but I'd like to do that. I would be concerned right now going into the San Diego Stadium, the Snapdragon Stadium, wearing a pink shirt. I'd be like, somebody could start trouble with me because, I'm not getting into a fight.
Right. Yeah, I totally and completely understand. But San Diego just doesn't make sense to me, man. I mean, I'm originally from Southern California,
right,
from LA. I went to San Diego a lot, and you never get that, hatred or whatever. It's got to be just a soccer thing.
Nick Smith saying the San Diego team is fun to watch, though. McVay and Negri have been doing well. Yeah, exactly. Two of our rejects that maybe we, McVay I was okay with getting rid of. Negri was solid, especially as backup, if at the very least, Yeah. So,
good for McVay, man. We probably just didn't fit over here, but he's doing good over there, so that's good for him.
Yeah, they have like 4 of our old players over there. Eric coming at me because I don't travel. Peter, be honest. Me and Uncle Ed can't even get you to go to Atlanta with us. It's just the timing. I said when I'm retired, the timing. Look. I got an expensive mortgage.
Oops. Everything
keeps going up in price. I'm paying for my daughter's college, trying to help her get a car, all that kind of stuff. It's life's expensive. But at some point, I won't be paying for college. So, it'll get better. Anyways, I think we could go all night and keep going, especially with all these technical difficulties I had. It kind of dislodged the show. Thank you guys for hanging in there through all this. Next week it should be better. It doesn't happen that often. But
we're going to have a Spanish show tomorrow, Peter Brown.
Oh, nice.
Early this time because we got the day off. So one of the few days
nice. Yeah, I'm not working either.
So we're gonna do a show in Spanish. So check that out with Marco, and we will have a stadium video coming out. So you guys need to check that out. We still got to figure out probably on Thursday or something. Just
okay,
because,
makes sense.
Because we got something tomorrow, and then we got the game on Wednesday. Where's the game at, by the way?
Here.
Oh, so much for.
I'll be there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a giveaway for that one.
We got, and also in the chat, if you've made it this far, you care and you like what we're doing here. Some people, check in, check out, but you made it this far. Thank you. If you have any ideas of videos you'd like to see us do, let us know. Maybe we could try to do it. Obviously within reason. Like, we're not going to get interviews with players and things like that, right? But within reason. I've got a few ideas, but it requires me coming out of my shell, and I'm not. I may come across here as outgoing, but I'm not. And so, but if you guys have some ideas of things that you'd like to see on this channel, let us know. Besides, what we're currently doing. And on that note, make sure everybody does tune in. And if you speak Spanish, and if you don't, it's a good place to learn tomorrow with Ed and Marco. So, yeah, check out the construction video. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. Thanks, everybody.